So some of you had seen the piece of paper that I had posted, and it came from the Parents for Choice in Education. And in it, it attacked almost everything, from poverty reduction to 2S LGBTQ plus rights. But what I'm sad about, and I'm not surprised because I'm in Alberta and people who think they're progressive actually are not, I'm just not seeing the reaction about the Indian residential school denialism that I thought it was going to. It's in there, and yet people aren't talking about it. And I think what's most upsetting to me is, one, how little non-Indigenous people seem to care about Indigenous issues, when ironically it was non-Indigenous that perpetuated these issues onto us. It bothers me that there's not a lot of outcry about that one particular issue. We're about to have Pride here in Calgary, and as usual, the so-called progressives that think they're progressive that aren't including the 2S. And they're not including the fact that because colonialism immediately attacked and erased the Two-Spirit, that is the problem. So, I see prominent folks here in Calgary regularly ignore the 2S. They won't even add it in their acronym. And of course, because it's the beginning of Pride, I'm seeing it all over the place. So, that Indigenous erasure right now is so on display. The progressives do it, and then and the only reason why, thank God we have two gay men up north that happen to be Indigenous that can talk about Two-Spirit. But, of course, the way the NDP do their talking points, they never actually just give free rein for Indigenous people to speak, right? It has to be through the lens, of course, of a non-Indigenous person, which sucks, because if we were legitimately caring about, reconciliation, Indigenous issues, solving them, which my people have given the answers since 1996, that would be out there. These so-called progressives would be including the 2S in front of everything, because 2S was the first one that was attacked when all the settlers came here. But settler colonialism is such a sick drug that they can't see that they are still perpetuating it, right? So that's Calgary. That's right now. So you're going to see the union folks talk about, oh my God, we are so getting attacked by this Parents for Choice in Education. Oh my God. But they don't see that they're not including the Two-Spirit. They're not including Indigenous, and they're certainly not speaking out and against Indian residential school denialism. And we've seen conservatives have whole conferences on how to have talking points against this. We see these prominent media figures trying to do denialism of these issues. So, I want to point it out and just let settlers know, I see you doing nothing. I see you excluding the 2S. And so I'll be marching in Pride as I always do, but I'm just always disappointed that it's 2023, so we're getting close to 10 years now since the report came out, and I'm just seeing such a lack of effort when it comes to folks on this issue. So anyway, if you want to do something about it, I sure hope you consider joining the Reconciliation Action Group and speaking out against these things, and going from there, or starting your own committees. Again, I encourage this in all my podcasts. My latest podcast is out for folks interested, and don't ask me where you find it. Native Calgarian podcast is available on all streaming services. So every time I see that question, I just know you haven't even bothered to Google or check any of my links. So